Well, as if farming wasn't difficult enough, now add the pandemic to the stress load. First, we'll hear from two farmers in Wisconsin to learn more about the impact on business and mental health. Producer Ramona Morozes talked with a farmer running a mid-sized dairy operation and a farmer running a small organic farm to gain a better understanding of their perspectives on the pandemic.
I don't think that the pandemic has differentiated between farmers and non-farmers. It has been stressful for everyone.
I think the dairy industry is struggling. Some of the beef producers I know are struggling to get their cows to slaughter. The plants are at capacity.
Farmers, for the most part, are very resilient. We tend to figure out how to get it done because, quite frankly, we don't have any choices. It isn't an option to not get the work done. So we figure it out. I'm Jay Richardson of Sunbow Farms, and we milk approximately 1,400 dairy cows, and we raise about 2,400 acres of crops. We raise corn for grain, corn silage, and alfalfa for hay. We've had to adjust, not unlike any other businesses, with one exception, and that is that our cows demand care 24/7, 365 days. And so we can't just shut the doors and say, well, we're going to take 2 weeks off while everybody gets healthy. We know that the market's going to crash again. So it's hurry up and hoard your cash, if you will, and get prepared for the next cycle.
Since May, we've probably picked up 90% of our sales, 80, 90%. Many of those were repeat customers. But we had a lot of new people join this year, which is great. We have a very intrepid extension agent in Ashland and Bayfield County, and he put together our CSA marketing cooperative called Bayfield Foods. So it's made up of 18 farms in Ashland and Bayfield County, and it's a diverse mix of farms. We have vegetables, we have beef, we have fruit, we have processed foods, and put them online, and people can really get a wide selection of products. And this year they can select exactly what they want every week and get a box delivered to either to their neighborhood or their door. As much of a bummer the pandemic has been, people do have a smile on their face when they talk about the sales.
2020 was starting to look like it was going to be a fairly good year. And then when the pandemic hit in February and March with all of the unknowns, and then restaurants started to slow down and shut down, that dramatically impacted the demand for food service products, of which dairy is a huge part. And it proceeded to crash the market. We're what's called price takers, not price makers. And so we get paid whatever the market says that product that we shipped was worth a month later. Prior to the pandemic, we'd experienced 5 years of really low prices.
The challenges of rural America are more like there's less money here, there's less opportunity here. And so it's a weaker response system to something like an epidemic. So the safety net that might be in urban America isn't necessarily in rural America. We're poorer, we're sicker, and we're older than the country as a whole. So when an epidemic like this strikes, the feelings are felt more acutely out here.
The primary struggles have been the unknown. The unknown in terms of the markets and pricing all the way back. We didn't know if our processor was going to be able to take all of the milk, and if we were going to have to dump milk. As it turned out, we did not have to dump milk. I have friends in southern Wisconsin that did have to dump milk. Dairy farmers and farmers in general also don't want to waste anything. We're not only frugal, we're cheap, generally speaking. And to see anything be wasted is just, it's terrible. And to have to take semi loads of high quality milk and dump it into the manure pit has to be terribly disheartening.
Certainly, we're all challenged with mental health issue these days, and the indicators of almost any mental health measurement aren't good at all the past 4 or 5 months in this country. So yeah, it affects me too. Like, we would go get farmer coffee once a week in my town, and we'd sit around and lie to each other, and can't do that anymore.
I think the future is still bright for Wisconsin dairy. Doesn't matter the size of an operation, how many cows you're milking, where you're located. Don't ever equate your self-worth to your net worth.
Recently, the Wisconsin Ag Department recognized a need for farmer support with its rollout of a new pilot program offering 24/7 hotline and counseling resources.